So the NBA playoffs has just started upon us here for the 2023 season, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not somebody who's really been watching or keeping up with the NBA as much this year. I used to a lot more when I was a kid, man. Back in like 8th grade and stuff, I was really into basketball. I would play all day long, every day. I was really trying to make the NBA. Gosh, I don't know what I was trying to do through that window there. This map is a bit laggy for some reason, but anyways, man, I was really into basketball. Back then, I was a little bit tall for my age. I was about 5'8" in like the 6th grade, so I really started getting into basketball. I was a lot taller than other kids around me, and it was a sport that I was able to be good at because of that. I was a little bigger than other kids because I hit puberty a lot earlier than other kids. But to be honest, it didn't stay that way. 8th grade was when I kind of started realizing I wasn't going to grow as much. I was still pretty big in terms of height, I guess. I mean, I was bigger than some of my friends. That's when they started catching up to me. It was probably about, damn, about to get a big quad there. It was in about the 8th grade was when my friends started passing me in height. And I was really skinny. That was kind of one of the big issues for me, but it didn't really stop me. I used to be pretty good at basketball. A little stat line I always share to show off or say that I was like good or whatever was I averaged like 16 points a game in 8th grade. They did put me on the B team though, so I gotta put full disclosure out there. It was on B team players, but I was still pretty good. I felt like I was much better than a lot of the kids on A team. He's technically my cousin, but we're not blood related. He went to my middle school as well, and he was really good at basketball. He kind of led the A team and stuff. In 8th grade, he was probably about 6'2" or 6'3". And I would 1v1 him at recess, and I'm not gonna lie, I would win maybe about 60 or 70% of those. I was good back then, but I was really skinny was kind of the issue. Anyways, long story short, I ended up trying out for basketball at my high school my freshman year and getting cut because they told me I was too small, and I never really went out for it again. Granted, that team did go 2 in like 22 that year, so I try not to feel too bad about it. You know, maybe the coach was kind of slow for that one, but no, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wasn't the best basketball player probably in the whole on earth. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't probably the best player on the team, but I was definitely better than at least 6 or 7 of the kids. I played against a lot of the kids that ended up making the team in the surrounding middle schools around me, and I would absolutely whoop them. They were also B team players. Some of the teams didn't have A teams and would just enroll in the B team league, I guess, for easier competition and whatnot, I guess. And some of those kids were actually just not actually good at basketball, man. Like, I'm not saying I was a god or anything crazy like that, but compared to what they were, I absolutely should have been on the team. There was a lot of cocksucking that went on back then, I'm not gonna lie, for kids to coaches. Not in an actual way. Nobody was actually sucking cock, not gonna lie. But yeah, back in those days, I was really into basketball, even like starting maybe 6th grade, which was about 2016. In 2016, I'm not gonna lie, that was probably, in my opinion, it was the greatest year for basketball in terms of the finals and the way that things finished. The 2016 finals is the greatest of all time. You cannot change my mind. You won't change my mind. The 3-1 comeback against the greatest team in history for LeBron, for Cleveland. Well, maybe not the greatest team in history. That's an overstatement if you're comparing them to the Bulls and other teams. But obviously they were good. They had the best record of all time. So one of the greatest teams of all time. One of the best teams of all time, most sound. I just have such fond memories of that series. That's really the greatest time in basketball for me. Though I'm not going to lie, a lot of other things have happened in basketball that are, especially recently, like I really fucked with Toronto when they won that year. I mean, the Warriors won again last year. We're going to see who can take it this year. I'm not like a crazy, like, LeBron fan. Like, people are hella dick riders and shit for LeBron, but he's a great player. Like, he's obviously like probably number 2 in my opinion. I love LeBron. Like, he's a great player, but like I don't know. I don't really meat ride like some people do. But he is the second greatest. I'm not crazy in my support of LeBron like that. Like, I don't root for him everywhere he goes. Just I'm not always on his mean. I know a lot of people that are like that though. But I don't know, this year's playoffs, I mean, the Cavs are in there, so I'm rooting for the Cavs, but because I am from Ohio. Besides that, I guess I'm just rooting for the Lakers, just because, I don't know, I want to see LeBron succeed. I do like the guy. I mean, he's from Ohio, and he's a great player. I think he's a really stand-up guy. He's always stayed with his family and whatnot, and I think he deserves something like that. And I don't know, I hope that he can do it even in his older ages, you know what I mean? At least it would give him an argument, in my opinion, for passing Jordan. A lot of people already say that he passed Jordan, especially people in my generation. Usually the older generations aren't as quick to say that. I personally don't believe he's passed Jordan. Jordan has 6. I know he's got 4 now, but it's not really. I know he's got to many more finals as well, but to me, even though he's better at scoring, Jordan was just that guy. He never lost. He was the greatest. I think LeBron's more the best basketball player of all time, whereas Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. If you could give me like one player who I would choose to be on my team, if I'm trying to, especially put him with other pieces to form the best basketball team I can, I'm gonna choose LeBron. He's the best basketball player of all time, in my opinion. That's where he fits in. But if we're talking about the greatest and the most accomplished, it's definitely Jordan. That's why he's the GOAT, in my opinion.